Hey, friends.
I'm laughing because Aura is very pregnant, very
Guys,
uncomfortable, low-key
I'm
has Braxton Hicks contractions.
I
Not
really
fine.
do. I'm not okay. And I'm like, this is one of those fake it till you make it type situations because my tummy is so hard right now because like I'm having these Braxton Hicks contractions and I'm just like,
Should
okay,
we
we're
should
gonna
we should we pause? Should we stop?
no, I just like look, we're here now. So
This is what commitment looks like, friends. This is
we
what
we
commitment looks
we
like.
are we are here now. I think I saw this story of this woman. Who was it? It's someone I know, but like right now it's just not coming. She's a I think she's I want to say Lauren Allred, but I don't know.
I
She
don't know
was
who that is.
who is it? Ah, you know who it is. The lady who originally sang um Never Be Enough from The Greatest Showman. You know that Rebecca, what's
Oh,
her face,
yeah,
was lip
yeah,
syncing
yeah.
in the movie. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I do know that.
I think it was her. I could be wrong. I saw this thing so long ago where she was saying that I think she was saying she went into labor
Oh god.
but had scheduled to record like a song or something and still wanted to do it. She was just like, well, we're here now. And she wanted to do it and she did it and she got
Hectic.
it through. And then she went and had the baby. And people were like coming for her and coming for the people who thought, oh, that she was being strong and whatever. Like, this is not a thing to celebrate. Like, why is she still working until the moment she's
Mm.
about to drop? But I'm like, it was a personal decision. She
She
wanted
decided.
to do it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And it's like, we're here now. Let's just get it done. So like I'm like, I now I can understand. Now I can relate because I'm like,
With you.
you did the hair, you did the face, you got the clothes on, and how much effort did that take with you not being able to bend over and all of that? We're
Yeah.
here now. I'm not going back. We're gonna do this thing. This baby's gonna wait for 30 minutes and then we're gonna go. I'm not in labor, but I'm just saying in her case, I can
Mm,
sort of like people have way too many opinions about how women should approach being women. Just can you just
mm,
let people be, if she wanted
mm,
to Oh,
mm.
and the other thing that some people are saying is that it sets a bad precedent. Like cuz she's done this now with the studio. So if another woman is pregnant and is like I could
Oh
possibly go into
gosh.
labor in 2 weeks, I can't come to work, they'll be like, "Yeah, but Lauren did it."
So I really feel like we need to work on this as a society. It's too much pressure. It's too hard that one person's actions then set the precedent for everybody else. Like if a black
Yeah.
woman does something, then we're all like, oh, black women are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if a white person does this, we're all like, oh, white people are. It's too much. It's too much
It
pressure.
is too much.
Like
Yeah.
I now can't make a decision because every decision I make becomes the representation for my entire demographic.
Yeah.
No,
It's
no,
too
no,
much pressure.
no. It's too
Yeah.
much. It's too
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about the side of growth that we don't really talk about. Okay.
The side of growth.
Okay. I'm unpacking this as we go. So please join me. Okay.
I mean, you
There,
usually are unpacking it as we go. This is not new information for
for
anyone who's
sure.
been on this podcast for longer than 2 seconds.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
So,
whoa, whoa. Okay, so I think a large part of what our podcast has been about is um like obviously picking something that you need to work on, and ultimately it's about growth, becoming a better person today than I was yesterday. um and I think that the part of this, we create the vision boards, we do the manifesting, we pray, we work hard, we wake up, we graft, we do all of the things, and then one day you wake up and the things that were on your vision board suddenly start to be a bit real around you.
mhm.
You look at yourself in the mirror, and the 10 months that you've been in the gym, you look physically like a different person. You've grown, you're ticking boxes of the things that you wanted to do. But I think that there's a part of this growth journey that people don't talk about and don't unpack. And it's about, it's kind of like this idea of mourning parts of you that you lose along the way. Like if I think about who I am today, okay, as
Mm,
Cassie today versus Cassie 10 years ago. Like Cassie today is grown. Like there's so much that she's worked on. There's so much that
mm,
she's developed, whether it's
mm,
skills, whether it's like emotionally, whether it's, whatever it is, I've grown. But there's also
mm.
parts of me that I look back on and I go, oh, but in my growth, I lost a little bit of this.
Oh my
I lost
gosh,
this
yes.
element of myself. And I'm
Mhm.
kind of almost grieving the Cassie that was on the
Mm.
journey to being the Cassie that is today. And then I'm sure there's more to grieve in the Cassie that will be. Does that make
So
sense?
no, 100%. You know what's really funny is that today, this morning, I was
No,
grieving a past self. I'm not
please,
kidding, and this is not a scam.
please tell me about
This
it.
morning, it's a silly thing, but it usually is with me. Um, I was getting my face done, right? And I was trying to do wings. And so you all look, your wings are never the same. They're never the same. And I remember that prayer when we were in uni where people would be like, a good prayer to pray is like, may your wings always be equal, because they never are.
May your
So
wings always be
may your
equal.
wings
I
always
don't
be
even try wings because I'm like, my journey, I this is not my portion.
so I I I done my right one and was about to do the left. And I remembered that prayer of may your wings always be equal, right?
Mm.
And then I remember it was like a flashback. I remembered once upon a time in a land far, far away, there lived a girl called Ore who used to do double wings.
Double wings?
Yeah.
Is that the one where it's above and down below? Where it's
Yes.
like an open
I
what?
used to have no wait, which one? Not the one that goes over your lid. It's still just gonna be so on your lash line, but then when you get to the corner of your eye, you split it. So one goes up and one it's pretty.
Okay,
It
you
was
need
a
to send
thing
me a
when I was
picture.
in uni. Where
Mm,
would I find that? I didn't take
I don't
pictures
know.
all that. But I
Online?
used to do double wings and like I would do like a blue under eye as opposed to black. I've done blue, I've done silver, I've done purple. I had purple mascara. I had blue mascara. It was very pretty. And I remember this morning thinking, gosh, I used to experiment with these things and have a good time and it'll turn out pretty nice. And I was like, I miss that Ore. Where did she go? The one who used to experiment with things. Now I'm just like too lazy to even do my brows properly in the morning. I'm just like, brush it with a little bit of an outline. I don't even like, I'm too lazy to even do proper brows. I'm like, where did that girl go?
Mm.
Just this morning, I was like, wow, I know it's a silly thing, but it made me
But
think,
I'm with you because there's a part of you that was like a little bit whimsical, a little bit
mm,
like, trying new things, wanting to be unique and different
believed in the
and
world.
exploring. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that part of you is lost. For me, there is I was asked to do an interview with this magazine, and they asked
Mm,
me a question, and they were like, the question was, if you think about like what's your fondest memory as like a child, whatever. Okay.
mm,
And the memory that came back to me was I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, and my mom was doing that like video camera thing, and there was like little Cassie, and she asks me like, okay, Cassie, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this little girl with the biggest smile on her face, she says, I want to try everything. Like, I want
I
to try
love
everything. And my
the
mom was
most
kind of
Cassie
like,
response ever, but I love it.
but I wonder where that little girl is now because if
She
I
grew
think
up.
she grew up, she grew up, but she was so like open to every experience
Mm.
and every person. Like I remember the little girl Cassie would walk into a grocery store and walk up to a random person and be like, "Do you need some help with your shopping?" Like, like
How's that different from today?
No, 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 no. Fair, fair, fair. But I'm just saying, like, you're right, you're right, you're right. I do talk to strangers all the time. It's one of my favorite things. But like, but there's parts of her that are like
Gone.
gone.
Mm.
And it's almost she was just so fearless. She wanted to do everything and she tried everything. She spoke to everyone. She put her hand up first. All of the things. She just that was her. And don't get me wrong, there's parts of her that still exist in me today.
Yeah. Mhm.
But the parts that are but they have been what's the word? They have been watered down, diluted by reality, by life, by circumstance, by
Of
situation,
course.
and by fear, and
Mm.
it's like I know more now and so I do less. That's
Yes. Yes,
right?
I know more now,
Um
so I do less. Shoo,
I know
that's a
more so I do
terrible
less.
thing, but it's true.
It's true, right? And so there's just a part of me that's mourning in the growth. There's a part of me that's mourning what has been lost.
Mm.
I don't know. Does that yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know that it's possible to grow as a person and as a human without losing or letting go of certain things because
Mm,
new
mm,
things will take its place, you know? So at that point in time when we were kids, the things that were most important to us were not the things that were most important when we became teenagers or when we got to uni
yeah.
or
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we got our first paycheck or when you get
yeah.
married or when you have a baby. Like, as your world, I feel like as you grow, your world simultaneously expands and
Mm,
shrinks.
mm.
Like you've got
Yes.
you've got so much
Yes.
more access to things and you know a lot more people, but at the same time, the things that really matter, they just get smaller and smaller and smaller and
And
smaller.
smaller.
Like it's
Yes,
so
yes.
weird. It's
It's
so weird
so
because
strange, and nobody talks about this.
no,
Nobody
nobody
warns
talks
you
about it.
Nobody warns you about this. I mean, we did a couple episodes on adulting. We were like, I wish someone had told us about the price of cheese. But it's more like, like the other thing nobody told us was that like there are going to be parts of yourself that you'll lose and that you'll
That
mourn.
you lose.
There'll be there's this side of growth that is so unspoken of that you must a process that you must go through. Nobody talks about that either when you're young.
It's it's so sad. No, I'm thinking about it and I'm just like there are parts of yourself you'll definitely lose. And I don't think there's any way you can hold on to them, you
Mm,
know? And I guess that's why and so I think more what we should have been told or more what we should tell people is you will 100% lose certain parts of yourself. You will lose
mm,
your carefree, whimsical nature. You will
yeah, yeah.
probably lose your willingness to explore and try things because failure for you is not as hectic, is not as deep. You know, failure
Mm,
doesn't come with as many consequences. There probably are
mm,
not people relying on you or whose paycheck comes from your business or your company that you can't afford to fail. Like, you can try anything. What does failure look like
mm.
when you're a child? You fell down. Oops, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
or
yeah,
you got a little embarrassed in school. Nobody's going to remember in a couple of years. I
yeah.
think that what we really should that I if I could go back and meet Aura with the double wings, I'd just be like, enjoy this moment,
Enjoy this
sweetie.
moment. Oh,
Enjoy
man.
this version of you. We're
Yeah.
also in a hurry to get to the woman we want to be, that we are
Sure.
not enjoying the women we currently are.
Mm, mm,
Like
mm.
right now, I'm in such a hurry for this baby to pop out and for me to be a mom. I'm like, I'll be okay when he gets here. You know, I'll be okay when I can see him, when I can learn, when I can, you know, start being a good mom. That for the most part, I'm so in a hurry that I'm maybe not enjoying this moment where he is still a part of me.
Mm,
Does that make sense? Like the thing
mm,
I would go back and say to my younger self is just enjoy this. I know you want to be that girl. You want to be that
mm,
woman. That's the picture
mm.
and that's the vision. But babes, enjoy this you. this you that because I used to be that hun who'd be awake till like 3 a.m. just listening to music, not doing anything else. I've got school the next day, but I'm just like, what new songs are out there? I'm tired of the old ones. Listening to new music, discovering new
Oh
soundtracks, new
my
scores,
gosh.
all of
Oh
this
my
stuff.
gosh. Yes.
Now,
For
so
me,
like,
this was me and books. I used to be the person who would like read books, like read a series of books. I read, for example, I mean, I was what a child, but I read Hunger Games in a weekend. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like like I would just consume books, consume stories, immerse myself in like different world, different people, and like fiction, non-fiction, like all of it. I read so much. And I think there's a large part of the fact that I spend so much time reading has
mm,
influenced who I am and what I wanted and how I
for
was shaped
sure.
as a being.
Yeah.
But like the time that I have to read now, minimal. I have
Plus,
minimal
now
time to read.
I don't know about you, but now then I was reading purely for enjoyment. Like I was
Yes.
reading for the love of
Yes.
books. Now
Yes.
I'm reading for escapism. I'm just
I'm
like,
reading for escapism. I'm reading to like I'm reading briefing docs. I'm reading
don't
comms
talk
docs.
about
I'm
those.
reading crisis management response plans. I'm
Yeah.
editing stuff from the team. Like there's you're right. I'm
It's
not
not
reading.
really for enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's not for the
Yeah.
joy of
Yeah.
books, the love of
Oh,
books. Is
anyway.
there is
So
there is there a way to I want to say is there a way to prevent is it possible that you won't lose something as you grow? I don't think that's possible.
no, because I think it's a good question because I don't think we're saying these things as like, oh, you should try and hold on to these things, or you should try, like, you should be sad, or whatever. I think it's life is really what we're saying. Is that life is progressed in a way where you grow up and you become an adult, and the things that are important shift, and the things that are important change, and you've still got the vision board and the journey to get to the person that you want to be. Along the way, things are going to be lost. I don't think it's to say, I mean, maybe there are some things you want to keep by all means. Like if you can keep your love of reading, you can keep the whimsy of the double, what's it? The double
Double
wings,
wings.
right? Right? Like keep the whimsy of that. But I think that there are deeper things that are going to be lost, and you need to kind of make your peace with that. That's really what I'm saying. Now, we've talked a lot about self. There's also things that are lost that are not about self. So it's like I had to travel to Durban for work.
Mm,
And it was during COVID. And so
mm,
I was really nervous about getting on a plane from Joburg to Durban. And so I
mm,
decided that I would drive, okay?
mm,
Because I didn't want to get COVID on a plane because I hadn't had COVID yet at that point. We still didn't really know what was going on with this COVID thing. So
mm.
I was like, I'm going to drive. Now, in order for me to drive from Joburg to Durban, I had to drive through Pietermaritzburg, which is the town where I grew up. Okay.
Yeah.
And I drove through because I was going to an event. I drove through, but as I was driving through it, I like there was so much that was familiar, but at the same time
Mm,
foreign, and I was like,
mm,
oh, this is so weird. I finished my event and I was now driving back to Joburg, and I had a little bit of time. So I drove everywhere. Like I drove to my old house, and like I looked at
mm.
my old house, and I drove to my old school, and I looked at my
I love
school.
that.
And I drove to where I went to university, and I drove through the campus, and like past the grocery store that we used to go and do our groceries at. Do you know what I mean? Like I went
Yeah.
on a little pilgrimage. I don't know what you want to call it. But it was so familiar but strange because I had
Mm,
completely outgrown this place
mm,
where where I had been formed. And
mm,
I was like, this is where I was created. This is where I was built. This is where I
mm.
became. And now I look at who I've become and I'm like, I've outgrown this place. And I mourned this tiny little town, like that is no longer a part of me, but will always be a part of me.
I
I don't,
get you. I
do you know what I
get you
mean?
a
Like it's,
hundred percent. Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, so when we first started speaking, we were talking about like the parts of ourselves that we lost and we mourned and wished we could get back, right? But at the same time, there are parts of ourselves or parts of our lives or parts of our journeys that when we look back, we might also mourn because it's gone, but we're
Mm.
just like, actually, I'm good. I don't want it back. I feel like that's
Fair,
probably what that experience was like for you. It's like I was
fair.
formed here, I grew up here, I liked it here, but in no version of the world do I want to
Oh,
come
am I
back.
going back?
Yeah,
Fair. Yes,
I'm
no,
not
for
wishing
sure.
to have this back
For
in my
sure.
life right now.
The thing that is weird, okay, where you might want it back is people you've outgrown. Because I look at the people that I
Shoo.
was friends with during my time in Pietermaritzburg, wonderful, incredible, beautiful people. Um, but and I I don't know if they're watching this podcast, but I just am like, we're all such wildly different people now. And I don't see a world where our worlds truly, truly, truly collide. If I bump into you on the side of the street, I'm going to hug you like it, I'm gonna embrace you fully, fully,
Yeah.
fully embrace you because what we had was so good and so beautiful and so big and so precious and was amazing. But the reality is it's gone now. It's done now. Um, and I don't see a world where we come back.
Me, I've
Who
told
knows
you.
though? Who
I've
knows
told
though?
you how I
But
got trolled by my secondary school mates. So no,
no.
I don't want it back.
Oh, you told on the WhatsApp group.
On the WhatsApp group where I got
Yeah.
trolled for getting married late, and now I'm just like, I don't want it back. No, I look, I hear, I'm kidding, obviously, but
Mm,
it's also very real because yes, on your journey to self actualization, you will lose parts of yourself, but you will
mm,
also lose people. Like you will
mm,
outgrow certain friendships, certain relationships.
mm.
Look, you will even outgrow certain family members. And that's a scary
Yes.
thought
Yeah.
because I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
when we were in the thick of things, me and this person, we were day ones. We were besties for the resties, as Cassie likes to say. And
Mm.
now we're just not because life has taken us in very different directions and
Yeah.
we to and I know that there was this episode we did where it was feeling like maybe I and a friend had outgrown each other and I was kicking and screaming and I was like, no, it's
Yeah,
not possible.
you were.
And
I
let me tell
remember.
you what one of the reasons why that really rocked me
Yeah.
is that I'm like, if I've outgrown that, if we've both outgrown that friendship, what's to say you and I don't outgrow this? That's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why that really rocked me. It's like,
Yeah.
what's to say Cassie doesn't become, I don't know, vice president or madam secretary of somewhere. And me, I'm just the filmmaker, making my little film somewhere.
We were
What's to
designed to
say that
be
our
any
worlds
of the
don't
things.
completely diverge and then we
Yeah.
get to a point where Cassie's a treasured memory, but a distant one.
With
That's one of
you.
the reasons why I was so rocked that day. Because I was like, if me and that person,
Oh
because we are ride or
no.
dies, if we can be on the outs, then that means this is not safe. So
That's
the fear
such
of
a horrible thought. Oh my
exactly.
god.
But like,
I'm upset.
you see, welcome. Now you see why I was upset that day. This
Upset.
is why.
I'm upset. Okay, but okay, and maybe I'm saying this to make me feel better, but there are also people who I am friends with now who I've literally been friends with since I was 9 years old. They have
Fair enough.
survived the growth of Cassie, and I've survived the growth of them. Naunji for me is an example like this. We met when we were 9 and we both
Mm,
were singing in the same choir. We auditioned on the same day for the same choir and that's how we met
mm,
each other. And
mm,
then we went to completely different schools and then eventually we went to the same high school and she went to
mm.
a different university. I went to a different university. I've lived abroad. She got married. Like our lives on paper have gone like this. But
Yeah.
our lives on paper actually have gone like this.
That's what I was gonna say. Your lives have kind of converged
It's
and
gone like this.
diverged, and then
But our friendship throughout has gone like this.
yes, but here's my thing, Cass. There is no rule in the rule again. There is no rule book for adulting. Let's first of all get that very clear.
First and
But
foremost.
There is no rule book for adulting. And in the absence of this rule book, there are no guidelines for which friendships you will outgrow as you grow in life and which ones you won't.
Yeah.
Because as much as we love to plan and we vision board it and manifest it and speak it out and all of those things, life will life. And
Yeah,
there
for
is
sure.
no guarantee. Look, I
I
saw
know.
this girl on, I want to say TikTok, who was like, she was it was a picture of her graduating, and she was like, at that point, she had her life planned. She was gonna graduate at, I don't know, 20 something. She's gonna get her first job. She's gonna get her first house. All of it in her 20s. She was gonna be married by the time she's 30 and have babies, all of her babies by the time she's 33 or something like that. And she was like, that was plan A. What really happened in her life was that, yes, she graduated, but life went in a completely different direction. She's only now
Mm,
meeting the person she wants to spend her life with at 30.
mm,
She had babies for him first, and then they're getting married now that she's 33.
mm.
But like, there is no guarantee that your life plans will go the way you want it to go. And as we all seek greatness and seek excellence, like, you will outgrow certain things about yourself, certain dreams, but you will also outgrow certain friends you didn't think you could outgrow. It's like that thing
Yeah.
Michelle Obama was saying. Like, not all of
Yeah.
her friends went with her to the White House. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's because they didn't want to or she didn't want them to, but
Yeah.
it's so.
Life. It's like, look, you're not wrong. I do think that, like, you never know what life is gonna throw at you and where things might end up. Um, I think
I'm genuinely sad, Cassandra.
I know I'm sad now
Um,
too. Thank you
can I
so
ask a
much for that.
question though?
Yes. Yeah, go.
If you have outgrown a person or are about to outgrow them, is there any wisdom in fighting to hold on to that friendship, in trying to rearrange things or rearrange your life or fix, I
Mm.
don't know, to try to hold on to a person that you
Yeah.
can really see no longer really has a place in your life?
I think that this is a hard question. It's a good question. I think that it really comes down to how I would approach this question. Let me actually say that.
Yes.
This is how I would approach this.
Mm.
And I'm saying this because I've done this exercise. That's why, and it's so far so good. Um for me, it's about, what does our friendship look like?
Mm,
What about the friendship is it that I'm trying to hold on to? And
mm,
are those the right things to hold on to? So,
mm.
you know, it becomes, and this is how the friendship audit happens.
Yes, yes.
Right? So
Mm,
it's, what am I offering to the friendship? What am I getting from the friendship? And are those healthy and good things? And if the answer
mm.
to those questions are yes, then 100% this is a friendship that I'm going to fight for. If the answer to those questions are no, then I'm going to, like ships in the night, I'm going to let us sail past each other. It's okay. You know? And what I will say to you is, as you grow,
Mm.
okay, this chat gets easier to have with yourself. I'm not saying it's easy, but it gets easier to have with yourself the more you invest in understanding who you are, what you want, where you're
Mm,
going, because
mm.
it becomes very clear then what is important to you and what isn't,
Yeah.
right? And that's why it's sad. Like, so
I
I
don't
can let
like
the ship,
it.
I know, I can let the ship pass me in the middle of the night. I'm sad about it, but there's part of me that's made peace with it, because deep down, as adult Cassie, I know it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, let me tell you what's not happening. That's not happening. We're doing this till we are Grace and Frankie. That's
Here's
what's
my thing.
happening.
I
I'm
know
not
the
shipping in the night with you, passing that. That's not happening. I'm not doing that thing with you. So you need to
the
get
thing
it together.
is,
If you go to, I'm not done speaking, ma'am. If you are going
okay.
to the White House, you are bringing me with you. If you are going to, what do you guys call the presidential? place thingy in South Africa? I don't remember
I don't
now.
know. I don't even think
It's got a name.
Uncle Cyril lives here in Hyde
I
Park, right
know, but
here.
but
So, like,
there's a name I can't remember now. You're bringing me with you, except I don't want to go. That's a different chat. But this is what it is. I'm just not doing this thing with you. I'm not doing it because also the thing to remember is that as you grow older, you remember how I was saying
mm,
like life gets bigger but also gets smaller. Your circle of friends also gets really small,
and it's
and
great. I'm
it,
really
it
loving
is
that.
great, but now you must hold it because now you don't have, it's not Bumble. You're not swiping. You don't have a
I'm
multitude of
with you.
choices. You must hold on to the ones that you have.
No, no, no. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. But here's my chat on that. Your circle does get smaller, and you're right. It does require more of you to keep the friendships alive. But my thing is that's so much easier to do because there is less noise.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
so much
enough.
easier for me to decide where I'm going to spend my time because the people that have passed the friendship audit
Mm.
is this many. It's so easy for me
Yes,
to be
yes,
like,
yes.
Saturday I'm gonna be with Ore, Sunday I'm gonna brunch with Nonji, and the rest of the
Mm,
time I'm by
mm,
myself.
mm, mm,
Like
mm, mm.
prepping for the week or resting, like whatever. It's easier. It's easier. And that's also the beauty of a smaller circle as well.
But you know this thing about outgrow. I think that what you said now, like it's a smaller circle, so it's easier. And the way I'm thinking of it is there is more intentionality in these
Yeah.
friendships. It's like the intentionality of adult friendships. Like we know what we mean to each other. We're not faffing around.
Yeah.
We're in it to win it. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm just like the thing about outgrowing people is usually because in the journey they were not carried along or you were not carried along. Like
Mm.
in the
Unpack.
journey you because if we keep saying, oh, you outgrow people, you outgrow, what if you outgrow your spouse? Then what? Divorce. Do you know what I mean? And that's, for me,
I
I feel
get
like
you.
that's where the whole thing about intentionality comes in. If we
Yeah.
are deciding that we are till death do us part, right?
Yeah.
Then we must consistently oil this machine because it cannot
Correct.
break down. You cannot
Thousand
be left
percent.
behind. So
Thousand
when
percent.
you as a partner are like going, and I've heard, I think my dad was the one who explained this thing. He was like, as a man, you're married to a woman, and you guys, but you've both got a university degree, right? And
Mm.
you've both started working. Now you are, let's say, you left school before her, so you've got a bit of an advantage. You've got a couple of years, under your belt before
Mm.
she
Mm.
graduated and started working.
Mm.
Now, while your career is going like this, straight up,
Mm.
hers is probably going to go like this if she chooses to have
Mm.
children. So you have child
Mm.
number one, it goes, you pick it up again, you pick it up again, and
Mm.
let's say you have three or four babies. If you as the spouse, because you're going, so the sphere of your influence gets wider, your
Mm.
level of importance and
Mm.
your exposure, your worldliness gets bigger and bigger. While
Mm.
if your wife has, for instance, stopped working to take care of children, hers has gotten
Mm.
smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller,
Mm.
and her
Mm.
and her experiences are smaller. If you both don't make a conscious decision to carry each other along, you're gonna outgrow her.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna be because do you understand what
I
I'm
hear
saying? Like
you.
you will.
I do
So
hear you.
he was saying, because Demi and I used to do this thing where, I mean, and because of the nature of my work as well, he was saying travel with your partner. So at least you have
Mm.
new experiences, shared experiences together
Together.
that you can talk about, that you can rely on. Like try. So I was saying to him, like,
I
I'm Dami's
have
handbag. Every
always
time
loved, yes, I've always loved this because every time Dummy and I would go on a business trip together, or it was like,
I
where we
got my
going, guys?
backpack.
Or it's
I
like,
have my
where we
bag.
going?
And
What we
look,
doing?
I fully recognize that it's a privilege that with the nature of my
Yeah, yeah,
work, I
yeah.
can pick up and go like that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But Dami's also gotten to a point where, because he knows that this is a thing, he says to, because even here, he said to people, he's like, look, if I'm gonna have a business trip, you've got to tell me in advance. And they're like, "Why?" It's
Yeah.
like, "'Cause my wife is coming with, and that plan needs to be solid," you know?
Yeah.
So it's like this thing where you must carry each other along.
I've always loved that you
Carry
guys have done that. It's just also selfishly because it's made the trip fun for me.
I know,
To
'cause
be
then
like,
we
"We're
have
going
a
back to
good
the
time.
hotel and Ori's back there," but it's great. It's just great, yeah.
So it's
I've
like
loved that, yeah.
it's the intentionality of it, like,
Mm.
it's like is it the SEALs or the Marines? Yo, I'm about to get in trouble now, but No Man Left Behind is a
It's the
thing. So
seals, I
you
think.
you
Yeah.
I don't know, one of those people, so, like, you don't leave your partner behind. You
Yeah.
must be intentional about carrying them along, making sure
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you are growing. You're growing in business. She wants to grow in, I don't know, artistry. You're growing in finance. She must also be growing. Like, you guys must have these conversations. I think the same must be said of friendships that will go the distance. It's
Mm.
very easy to outgrow your friends. It's very easy because life will
It
life, hey?
is, it is,
But
it
if you
is.
are carrying each other along, even if you don't see
Mm.
each other all the time, but you're filling each other in, like they know what's happening in your life, you know what's happening in theirs, and they're able to, regardless of what's happening, you're able to both meet each other at that
Mm.
level. And a good
Mm.
example is me being pregnant. Because I
Mm.
remember thinking the other day, I was like, to the best of my knowledge, and I was like, when I say this, she's gonna rock me. Cassandra's never been pregnant, to the best of my knowledge. I don't know if there's a secret baby
Hectic.
out there. Didn't
Hectic.
tell you.
Hectic. That is such a wild statement. To the best of my knowledge, Cassandra has never been pregnant.
I mean,
I can hear my dad waking up in his seat being like, "Wait, what? No, ma'am. No,
I
dad.
mean,
I'm
that-
not pregnant. Never been pregnant."
if they ask me to swear under
Hectic.
oath, it's to the best of my knowledge, right? This is what I
Hectic.
know.
A
Anyway,
wild statement,
but
but fine.
but
Please
when I
continue.
told when you found out, like one of and this was a new experience for us both, but one of the first things you did after freaking out and screaming and crying, because it's Cassandra, she's
Crying.
gonna
I
cry.
cried immediately.
One of the first things you did was, what apps are you using? What books are you reading? I want to download them right now. Like literally
Yes,
what you said to me. You're like, I'm gonna download the app
1000%.
right now. And so she downloaded the app. And then she'd text me and be like, "Oh, did you know that when you're this much pregnant, this is what happened?" I'm like, girl, I'm the one who's pregnant. I got the app, I got the notification. But it was like it was like she was like, "Oh, is this the journey that we're going on now? We're going to go on next together. Like
Yeah.
it affects me zero, but this is my friend's life stage. And for me to continue to be an active and involved participant in your life,
Yeah.
I need to be
Yeah.
able to go on this journey with you." So I
Yeah.
think that maybe we don't have to be afraid of outgrowing people if we are intentional about
Super
carrying them
intentional about
along.
it. Yeah. 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 But I think there's something to be said about like, because there's definitely an intentionality behind it. But I think of friends who were good for me then, but wouldn't be good for me now.
Oh, of
Does that
course,
make
of
sense?
course, of course,
Like,
of course.
there's a reason we've outgrown each other. There's a
Yes.
reason
There's a
we're
reason
no
we both
longer
didn't
together.
try to hold on to each other
Do you know what
also,
I
you
mean?
know?
Like, I wasn't good for you, or I wouldn't be good for you now, and you wouldn't be good for me now. But
And
like
that's
back
okay.
then, and that's okay. But back then, it was the right time for us to be connected and the
Yes,
right time for us to be friends. Um,
100%.
and I think that that's okay as well. And I think that's
Mm.
the other part of growing and recognizing growth and recognizing the pain of growth is, or I don't want to call it pain, but this
It's
other
literally
this
called growing pains,
I
Cassandra.
know it's called growing pain, but I don't want to call this pain. Like this is like
Discomfort,
the
reality.
discomfort, but the unspoken side of growth. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
unspoken side of
Um
let's garnish it a little bit.
Yes. Let's soften the language, as we say in comms. Okay. It's so funny, jokes aside though, like I work a lot with like journalists and like whatever. So like legal will come and be like, we need to say this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay. Then they
It's
write it down, and it's literally like the harshest, most like most toughest message. And they're like,
yes, but
this
that's
is what we need to
legal.
say. And so forever, I'm to me and my legal friends, Dean, shout out Dean. I'm always
Catherine's like,
like,
let's soften the
let's
language.
soften the language there a little bit. But and now I've forgotten my point. But the point that I was trying to make is like being able to recognize this, being able to have this
Mm.
conversation and say, this is not a good friendship for me, that is growth.
Mm.
That is what growth looks
Yes.
like. You have
Mm-hmm.
that is you grown.
Yes, yes,
Do you
yes.
know
You've
what I
grown.
mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, anyway, growth.
I think more what
Forever
I
we're
was
growing.
addressing is I'm
Mm,
with you on there are certain friendships that you'll outgrow and it's fine. Like
mm,
it's no longer what you need. It was at some point, it's no longer what you need. But I think because I rocked my own self, with the
mm,
fear of like, what if you outgrow someone that you shouldn't outgrow, someone who's constantly good for you. I think that's why I was
mm,
like, actually, I think outgrowing people can also be a choice because if you don't do anything about a friendship, if you don't do anything to a friendship, you'll outgrow the person obviously
yeah,
because there's
for
no
sure, for sure.
there's no common ground anymore. So it was my way of consoling myself that we're going to live our Grace and Frankie dreams, except not with the husbands who become gay lovers, just like we're going to grow old and be quirky
Preferably
and
not.
drink a lot and have a house on the beach.
Yes,
Yes,
please
that
and
part.
thank you. That sounds like a sweet dream. I'm fully aligned. The last thing that I will, the last point that I will speak about this growth piece, and yes, there's the part of growing that is it's the hard work, it's the waking up early, the going to
Mm,
bed late, the
mm,
hours in the gym, the like
mm,
whatever, like that part we all are fairly aware of, but
mm.
I think there's a part also in this in between bit that we don't speak about, where you are not quite who you were, but not yet who you want to be. Do you
Oh,
know what I mean?
girl.
You've not
Mhm.
yet hit a milestone, but you're
Mhm.
definitely not where you once were. And that
Mm.
part is such a weird and awkward space to be because you haven't if we've talked a lot about people, but you've left people behind, but you haven't quite found your
Your
crew
new people,
yet,
yes.
your new tribe,
Mhm. Mm, mm, mm.
you've left the job, but you still haven't quite found the role that makes sense for you, and you feel a little bit unanchored, you feel a little bit unstable, shaky. That part also is
Ladies and gentlemen, that's me. She's describing me. I'm I'm in an in between in life, I feel, you
you
know.
do.
Yes, I'm very much in an in between. I've left something behind and I'm reaching for something else, but I'm not quite there. I haven't
Mm.
quite gotten the new thing.
I get
I've
you. I
left
get you.
I've outgrown some friends and left friends, and I'm seeking like my new tribe, but I'm not quite there. I don't quite
Yeah.
have it yet.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely in that in between place, where I'm like
Yeah.
actively figuring out how do I get from point A to point B. Like I'm in
Mm.
between these two
Mm.
points, and
Mm.
it's not,
Mm.
I don't want to say it's not coming together, but it's not coming together.
I get you. I get you. No, I understand. It's kind of like as I was thinking about this, the best analogy that comes to my mind is like it's like emotional puberty. Like
Yes.
hair is growing in weird places. You're a little bit itchy. You're a little bit unsure of yourself. Like the voice is changing. The
That is
like,
so
do you,
funny.
do you
It's
know what I
so
mean? Like,
funny. Yes.
like it's emotional puberty. Like
Mm.
everything is different, but nothing is settled. And you're like, what
Exactly. What's
is
happening?
happening?
Yes,
You
yes, yes.
know?
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, it's another side of the growth thing
And
that
it's okay.
we don't talk
It's
about.
okay
It
to
is
be in that
okay.
space. It's very
Mm,
uncomfortable. I'll tell you that for free.
mm,
It's very
mm,
uncomfortable.
mm, mm.
It very much feels like being left behind. It very much feels like being
Yes.
stuck.
And that's when it's easy to revert back to what you
Yes.
know.
It I I said this to you. I was like, should I
Yeah.
maybe get a corporate job? Should I maybe go
Yeah.
back to like a proper nine
Yeah.
to five
Yeah.
job? Because this thing I'm
Yeah.
figuring out, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not. It's very easy, but I think that what's important is you're already in the middle. It's going to take you probably just as much time to go back to where you came from as it is to
I'm
go
with you.
forward. You
Yeah.
might as well just keep pushing.
You might as well
Keep
just keep
pushing,
going.
get to point B, and usually when you come out of that little weird puberty moment, everything's
Yeah.
great. Now
Yeah.
you've got the girlies and they're nice and firm. Now you've got a little bit of a waist and your bum's out. You got a peach bum, and now it's nice. It's nice when you arrive at like when your puberty is done dealing with you. Now you've got the clear
Yes.
skin, you
Yes.
know. So I would say just keep pushing. It is a weird place.
Yeah.
I can relate, but just keep pushing. You
Yeah.
will grow into the new space. You'll grow into new friendships. You will grow into new goals and new dreams if you
Mm.
just keep pushing,
You got to keep going. You got to keep moving
Yeah.
forward, one foot in front of
Mm.
the other. Anyway, I don't even know what to call this episode. I don't think we have the terminology.
Emotional puberty. That's
Emotional
what you
puberty.
call
Okay, there we
it.
go. Done. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. This episode is called Emotional Puberty. Um,
Ah,
and it's true. I don't think this is something that we talk about a lot, and I don't think we fully have the terminology for this
yeah.
this side of talking about growth. We know the bit
Yeah.
about growth, that's the hard work, it's the hours, it's the showing up yourself, it's the vision boarding, the
Mm.
manifesting, but we don't talk about this, what you're gonna outgrow, what you're gonna leave
Yeah. What you're
behind,
gonna leave behind.
the
And
weird
how that's gonna make you feel.
and how that's gonna make you feel, for
Mm.
sure. Anyway, so come say hi on socials. Let us know what your emotional puberty has been like. That's so funny.
Such a weird
Um,
thing. I love it. I love it so
let,
much.
let us know what your emotional puberty has been like. You can come say hi on Instagram and on TikTok. And of course, you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. All righty. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. Also, you can watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.